At the International Court of Justice in The Hague, the preliminary hearing of South Africa's claims against Israel will open today. The South Africans accuse Israel of acts of genocide in the Gaza Strip. To understand why this is ridiculous, that Israel is being accused, let's stop everything for a moment and remember why we are fighting. Let's go back to October 7th, to the atrocities that took place on the Israeli communities surrounding the Gaza Strip, to the worst terror attack ever committed against Israel and the Jewish people. How can you explain that humans can do such crazy, unbelievable things? We will not show the horror videos because the memory is still fresh in all of us. What did Hamas hope to achieve? When Hamas attacked Israel, it did not try to take over territory. Hamas did not have the military capabilities to hold Israeli territory for a long period of time, especially in the face of the superior strength of the IDF and the Israeli Defense Forces. To understand the goals of Hamas, you need to remember three things. First of all, Hamas focused on killing and kidnapping civilians, not soldiers. Second, Hamas terrorists tortured and murdered civilians, including children and babies, in the most horrific ways terrorists could think of. And third, instead of trying to hide its atrocities, Hamas made sure they were published. Hamas even filmed and uploaded shocking videos to social media immediately after it committed it. This is exactly the definition of terrorism, and we have already seen similar things in the past with ISIS. In contrast to conventional warfare that is usually designed to take over territory or damage military capabilities, terrorism is a form of psychological warfare designed to terrorize. Organizations like ISIS and Hamas brutally kill hundreds of people in the worst imaginable way in order to terrorize millions. In addition to sowing fear, Hamas also sows seeds of hatred in the hearts and minds of millions. Since the inception of Hamas, it has refused to recognize Israel's right to exist, has done everything in its power to destroy any chance of peace between Israelis and Palestinians, and between the State of Israel and the Arab world. The immediate background to the current cycle of violence is the peace talks and peace treaties that were signed between Israel and some of the Gulf states, and the hope of a peace agreement between Israel and Saudi Arabia.
Biden administration succeeded to make, I believe, the biggest historical deal since the end of the Cold War. Then we're going to start a relationship, and that relationship going to be continuous regardless of who's running Israel. So
this agreement was not only supposed to bring about the normalizations of relations between Israel and most of the Arab world, but also to restart the Israeli-Palestinian peace process and open the Palestinians to an economy with the entire Arab world.
For us, the Palestinian issue is very important. We need to solve that part, and we have good negotiations continue till now. We gotta see where it will go. We hope that it will reach a place that it will ease the life of the Palestinians and get Israel back, as a player in Middle East.
Nothing scares Hamas more than the possibility of peace. This is why Hamas went on the attack, and this is the reason why Hamas murdered more than 1,000 Israeli citizens in one day. What the terrorists did is a crime against humanity in the deepest sense of the term. A crime against humanity is not just killing people. It destroys our faith in humanity, in mankind itself. When we experience things like parents being executed in front of their children, or babies being murdered in cold blood, We lose faith in the human race. The atrocities of Hamas were not intended to restart the peace process. Hamas is not a political movement, and they were not improving the lives of the Palestinian people. On the contrary, the war that Hamas started caused tremendous suffering for millions of Palestinians. Due to its religious fanaticism, Hamas simply does not care about human suffering of Israelis or Palestinians. Its terrorists only care about their fantasies of heaven. They are ready to burn this world in flames and destroy our souls so that their souls may enjoy, according to their beliefs, heavenly pleasures in the next world. Israel must win this war. In the fight against Hamas, Israel must protect its territory, its citizens. This is our war for our future. Hamas and its supporters should be excommunicated from humanity. Not only Israel, but the entire human community should throw Hamas out of the society as it did to ISIS earlier. Israeli citizens cannot continue to live with Hamas across the fence, just as Iraqi and Syrian citizens could not continue to live with ISIS on their doorsteps. Tens of thousands of Israeli citizens have already fled the border areas, and they cannot return to their homes until the threat to their lives is removed. On a deeper level, the lives of all human beings are threatened and devalued as organizations such as ISIS and Hamas continue to exist. The goals of the war are clear. At the end of the war, Hamas must be completely disarmed and the Gaza Strip must be demilitarized so that Palestinian citizens can live with dignity inside the Gaza Strip and the Israeli citizens can live without fear outside of Gaza. Until these goals are achieved, the struggle to preserve our humanity will be difficult. Let's not forget that Hamas is still holding at this very moment 130 Israeli hostages inside the Gaza Strip, including women and a baby. With complete faith, let's pray for a better future for everyone in the world. So please join me in prayer for the peace of Jerusalem and for our one God, that He knows how to fix the Middle East, the world, and our hearts. So join us in prayer for the peace of Jerusalem.